one very famous wrap company says this is a balanced spinach wrap. And let me tell you what's in the spinach wrap: water, modified whole starch, whole wheat flour, whole gluten, wheat gluten, vegetable shortening, and something else that's in there that we'll talk about later, etc. But guess what's not on the ingredients list? Spinach. It's a spinach wrap, but there's no spinach in it. Guess what they say on the and it's a big bold sign of spinach. It says spinach flavor. Can you believe that?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to yet another Brewer Report. I know we've been gone just a little bit, but we are back. Hopefully, you have enjoyed some of our earlier videos. We just dropped another recipe video where we showed you how to properly cook purple rice, and you can apply that really to any rice. Again, it's all about trying to reduce the amount of arsenic in certain rices. And again, we introduced you to purple rice, which is the highest antioxidant rice, I believe, on earth. And also, we are getting really close to hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark. So help us hit that. So if you are not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to share our page with a friend and ask them to subscribe. We're really trying to grow our community. And very soon we will have our website up and we'll have newsletters. We are here to connect more with you. In fact, later on in the show, we're going to have a new segment called Questions of the Week, and we will address some of the questions we have gotten in the comment section. So be sure to stick around for that. But today we are continuing our talk regarding the carb to fiber ratio when it comes to consuming some of our favorite kind of foods or carbs, if you will. Last time we talked about bread. I'll link that video above. But today we're going to talk about wraps. A lot of times people will eat wraps. In fact, I have a friend who is consuming wraps saying that they were going to cut down on bread, so they were assuming that wraps would be better for them. But it turns out that may not always be the case, the carb to fiber ratio. And we're also going to get into some of the ingredients that are in some of the store-bought wraps, and we're going to talk about alternatives if you are into eating wraps. I'm definitely someone who's into wraps. I love a good burrito. I love a good taco. So this is definitely going to be information that helps me out. So hopefully it will help you out. So, Daddy, let's go ahead and remind everyone about the importance of fiber when it comes to consuming foods and how to properly choose your carbs.
Yes, of course, the uh, the Whole Grain Council recommends 10 to 1, 10 carbs to every 1 fiber ratio. Dr. Greger recommends 5 to 1. And that's the ideal, to be honest with you. That's 5 to 1. So we took a deep dive into some of these wraps. And let me just say this. There is some false advertising with wraps. Okay. If you see, well,
Like
this is
we've said, real quick, like we said on our last podcast, sometimes it's clickbait when you go to the grocery store and you see the front of the label. You have to look at the back of the label, which my dad is going to get into. And real quick, just a reminder of how you calculate the carb to fiber ratio. You pretty much you divide carbs over fiber, and that's how you discover the 10 to 1 or the 5 to 1. Just wanted to make that clear. And I'll
yeah,
put
make sure you got that
that
calculator
formula.
going in your head.
Yes,
Yeah, make sure you
I'll
got
put that
that
formula
calculator
there.
going in your head. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so one very famous wrap company says this is a balanced spinach wrap. And let me tell you what's in the spinach wrap: water, modified whole starch, whole wheat flour, whole gluten, wheat gluten, vegetable shortening, and something else that's in there that we'll talk about later, etc. But guess what's not on the ingredients list? Spinach. It's a spinach wrap, but there's no spinach in it. Guess what they say on the and it's a big bold sign of spinach. It says spinach flavor. Can you believe that?
Mm,
It's amazing.
wow,
Now,
that's awful.
uh, there's another whole wheat wrap that has a whole bunch of stuff in it. But guess what? One of the bad things it has in it is called hydrogenated soybean oil. Well, hydrogenated soybean oil is horrible. In fact, Dr. Greger advises partially hydrogenated oils because they can contain harmful trans fats, which also can increase heart disease, diabetes, and other health problems. And even though hydrogenated soybean oil is not a trans fat, it is poorly digested, and it typically is found in highly processed food and additives like sugar. So ingredients plus the carb to fiber ratio are the most important things. And believe me, if it looks good on the front of that package, if it's got spinach and other things, it says it has it in, flip it over. Look and see, does it really have that vegetable in it? Um, One of
Yeah,
our
make
favorites.
sure it has
Go ahead.
that because there are, in terms of the carb to fiber ratio, there are a lot of options that are called like carb balance or carb friendly, whatever little sayings, promo sayings they'll put on the packaging. But like my dad said, you really have to also, okay, yes, you may check that box, but you have to check the other box. But go ahead, Daddy, with the other.
Some of them are pretty decent, like your corn tortilla wraps. They tend to be fairly decent. 6.5 to 1.
Well,
Our favorite,
for some,
yeah, for
for
some, for
some.
some.
Yeah.
Again, look on the back of the label. Okay,
Yes.
look on the back of the label. It's got a lot of white flour in it. No, that's a sugar bomb. Okay, I don't care what the carb to fiber ratio is. White flour is a sugar bomb. Okay, wheat flour is better. Corn, yellow corn masa flour is better. Almond flour is okay. Those are good. But again, our favorite is Ezekiel wraps. Now, Ezekiel wraps are sometimes harder to find. You can definitely find them at Whole Foods and some of your higher end stores.
And
Uh,
they're sprouted.
and they're sprouted. Okay. For example, the Ezekiel sprouted has, let me look it up right quick.
Looks to be 26. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sprouted is 5 to 1. uh, 26 carbs and 5 grams of fiber, which is about 5 to 1. Organic sprouted wheat, filtered water, sprouted barley, sprouted millet, sprouted sesame seeds, sprouted lentils. Remember, go back to our beans and lentils podcast. Beans, people who eat beans live longer. So anything that has beans in it, you want to go for it. There's one other wrap that has beans in it, but it's harder to find, and that is Hero wraps. Hero has a great carb to fiber ratio. It's about 1 to 1, but it has a fava bean protein. Fava bean protein. Fava beans are the highest antioxidant beans. So again, when you're looking at, not only look at the ratio of carbs to fiber, but look at the ingredients. And anything that has beans in it is going to be a good part, a good wrap.
And that applies to, like I said, we did the bread podcast, the previous episode. Same applies with that. Look at the carb to fiber and also look at the other ingredients. So I think this is very valuable information. But I know Dr. Greger, in his book, he has certain recipes for wraps. I believe he has like a chickpea curried wrap that was promoted when I looked it up. I believe it's in his book, How Not to Die. Is that his book?
Yes, how about today?
Yes. And so, but in addition to that, he also recommends kind of alternatives when it comes to how you eat your wraps. You can choose to use like collard greens as your wrap, or you can use any other kind of leafy vegetable. So that's also an option. So if you do that, I mean, you're you're real healthy. You're doubling up in terms of your fiber, and you're getting your greens, and it's a cruciferous vegetable, particularly with the collard green. And if you put beans with that and other type of vegetables, hey, I think you have a powerhouse. But obviously, we know that that's not something that people may choose to do most of the time. You're sometimes in a hurry, you're at the grocery store. So hopefully we're giving you some good advice when it comes to choosing the best wraps.
Yes, absolutely. Now, one of the famous wraps that you will find in a lot of the grocery stores, uh, it's made by a Spanish company. Great, they have lots of tortillas, they have lots of wraps, but one of their wraps, the Kosovo wrap, has coconut oil in it, which is bad.
Yes.
Okay, so
Hmm.
again, watch your oils. Now, their almond flour wrap is fine. Okay, it's just almond flour, tapioca starch, water, sea salt, and xanthan gum. I mean, that is great. And it has a decent carb to fiber, which is about 8 to 1. So again, when you're looking at this, number one, watch the clickbait. Number two, make sure that you look at the ingredients. And obviously, as we've already explained, you want to do the carb to fiber ratio.
And as I said at the top, I'm someone who loves a good taco. I love a good burrito. So clearly, I have gotten the almond flour tortillas. I have to say they are a little bit more flimsy, just so you all are warned. But I have to admit, I'm shocked that they're kind of on the edge when it comes to the carb to fiber ratio. It is good to hear that their ingredients, at least for the popular Spanish company we're talking about. I'm pretty sure some of you know who we're speaking on, especially when we mention the cassava flour. But I am shocked that the carb to fiber ratio isn't a little better, because a lot of people, I think, who do keto, they tend to eat a lot of the almond flour type breads. But it's still in that range though, so that's definitely a good option for you. So is there anything else you want to share about
So
wraps?
I think in terms of the wraps, our wrap is this, make sure you have very good ingredients and make sure you avoid certain oils like coconut oil and hydrogenated soybean oils, etc. Anything that's hydrogenated, you want to make sure you avoid that. And so that's the big thing. And uh, the other thing is if it has any kind of bean in it, like a fava bean, like lentils, etc., you want to go with that because those are the health some of the healthiest foods that you can eat. Obviously, we've already talked about that during our bean podcast. So that's it.
That's great, valuable information. So let's move on to our new segment, questions of the week. Uh, we picked about three, well, really it's two questions because one particular person kind of merged their question. But the first question is a very popular video we had about natto beans. And someone asked, can you eat natto beans if you are taking statins? So I think my
Right.
father has an answer
Right.
for that.
And of course, statins are lipid lowering drugs. In other words, trying to get rid of that cholesterol. Uh, what they found is that natto beans, at least the enzyme in natto beans, which is nattokinase, may even have a complementary lipid lowering effect. So that actually enhances the statin. Now, obviously, you want to talk to your doctor before you
Yes.
do this. Um, but statins can interfere with the body's synthesis of vitamin K2, which natto beans are rich in. So you basically are replacing the vitamin K2 that the statins may be removing from you. So it's a very good to eat natto beans with your statins because it's complementary in terms of lowering your cholesterol.
And again, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. We are sharing with you research that we have found, from experts regarding these particular foods, but always consult with your doctor. Now, the next question is regarding hibiscus tea, another popular video on our channel. This individual, first they asked, why are we adding lemon to the hibiscus tea? Because I know with green tea, we talked about how lemon helps you to absorb the EGCG in green teas. So maybe they're wondering that when it comes to hibiscus tea, and they also wanted to know whether you can use dried flowered hibiscus, like the flower of the hibiscus, and they also want to know, can they use orange instead of lemon?
Okay. Lemons add vitamin C and can support digestion and provides a refreshing antioxidant-rich drink with potential diuretic and antimicrobial effects. So that vitamin C really enhances the hibiscus tea. Okay. So that's one thing. Flowers, of course, you can use flowers. We use bags because we can measure it better, but flowers are great. If you got hibiscus flowers, fantastic. Add them in there. Again, let it seep. Now, in terms of orange, watch the sugar, period. But if you're going to do orange, again, do it with fiber, do it with pulp, because that keeps you from absorbing so much of the sugar. Keep in mind, you can drink hibiscus tea with food as opposed to green tea. So hibiscus tea with food and orange with pulp. Just watch the sugar.
And hey, just don't buy concentrate. Get a real orange, if you will, and squeeze it in there. Now, there was a comment under hibiscus tea when it comes to women. We won't get too deep into it here, but there are some issues with hibiscus tea when it comes to women, particularly if you're pregnant. I just wanted to put that out there. Of course, if you're pregnant, you should absolutely be talking to your doctor. In fact, you should probably have your doctor on speed dial. Uh, so it's my understanding, based off of the research, you probably don't want to have hibiscus tea if you're pregnant. But I did answer this individual who assumed that hibiscus tea was not good for women. I wouldn't say that. I think that's a sweeping generalization. You always have to look at your own specific issue, et cetera, and there's always studies. Just know that hibiscus tea is one of the, what is it? It's the highest
The
antioxidant
highest.
beverage. Yeah,
Yes, it's the highest. So unless,
right.
like you say, you obviously you want to consult with your doctor on anything, but
Hmm.
hibiscus tea is just something that really needs to be in your diet. Now, if you're pregnant, obviously there's some different uh, medical issues
Protocols. Yeah.
protocols. Uh, but if you're not pregnant, obviously you want to put the highest antioxidant beverages and foods into your body because you want to create this uh, high antioxidant environment in your body because it not only helps your cardiovascular system, it also helps you prevent cancer, etc. One of the things, in fact, we're communicating right now with a couple of our friends who have cancer, and one of the things we're telling them, you want to create an antioxidant environment in your body where your body is constantly you're constantly building up the the antioxidants in your body. And certain foods have longer stay times than others. Certain drinks have longer stay times than others. Hibiscus tea, you need to drink that about three or four times a day to keep that high antioxidant levels in your bloodstream and in your body and in your organs. Uh, EGCG in terms of green tea dissipates after about 3 or 4 hours. So you want to replenish that, although it can stay in your system overall for about 24 hours. But the biggie is lycopene in tomatoes. That's something else. It stays in your body about 2 to 3 days when you do the tomato paste that we've already talked about. But the bottom line is you want to create this high antioxidant environment in your body so your body can combat carcinogens, cardiovascular disease, etc.
Yeah, it's a synergy And we will be posting soon a video of my father showing you how he makes his tomato paste very soon, by the way. So look out for that in the next few weeks. And again, be sure to check out our latest recipe video where my father is making purple rice. So hopefully you will enjoy that. And we have a lot of other exciting content coming. But thank you so much again for joining us. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, get us out into that algorithm. It helps to get us discovered by others, and really hit that subscribe button because we are so close to that milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So really excited about that. Thank you again for watching, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Brewer Report. We truly care about your health and well-being, and we're honored to be a part of your wellness journey. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and take good care of yourself.